Republican Congressman Michael McCaul of Texas, Foreign Affairs Committee chairman and member of the Homeland Security Committee. You were also at one point chairman of that committee as well. The perfect person to have as my first guest today. Welcome in Focus. First of all, we have stayed in places after wars. And when you hear Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu talking about the unavoidability of giving security to the people in Gaza, what's your reaction?
Well, I think what their plan is not to occupy it. I think they're going to learn from our mistakes in Iraq and Afghanistan and not occupy Gaza. What they want to do, as you talked about, is encircle Gaza City, eventually suffocate out Hamas out of the tunnels, and then eliminate the threat. They're currently building a blockade from northern to southern Gaza, which is turning into a humanitarian zone. And now we're seeing about 100 trucks per day go through the Rafah gate from Egypt into Israel right now. But a pause is, I think, I would say let's give them a pause once they release the hostages.
All of them.
We had a candlelight vigil on the Capitol steps yesterday. I marked up my hostages bill. We met with the families whose children are in these awful places in the tunnels. That would be a good start. Get something out of a pause, not give them a pause from nothing.
Look, these words are so chilling coming from the brother of a man taken hostage by Hamas terrorists. Listen to this. They're a warning to all of us.
This is a wake-up call, not only for Israel, not only for the Jewish community. This is a wake-up call for all of you here, all of America, all of Europe. You are next.
Your reaction?
Well, we've seen threats from overseas hit us here at home. 9/11 is a good example of that. When I chaired Homeland Security Committee, I always ask how many special interest aliens got in, how many on the terror watch list got in. We had inspired attacks over the internet, which is what the FBI Director Wray talked about coming from Hamas, is I think his biggest concern. Here's how many of the 200 on the terror watch list are from the Middle East or are Hamas? We don't know the answer to that question. That is very dangerous as a national security expert.
Yeah, did you see senators ask Mayorkas, the Homeland Secretary, Homeland Security Secretary, where the 169 are, or any of those that have come across the border since that number was given to us a couple of months ago, people on the terror watch list? And do you know he couldn't answer that question?
He couldn't answer that question. How could you be Secretary of Homeland Security, the department in charge of protecting the homeland, and not know where 200 suspected terrorists are in our country? I mean, that's mind-blowing, and it just shows you how dangerous and reckless not only the foreign policy, Harris, but the border policy as well. All this ties together, the threats from overseas, and then that last line of defense on the border, which is why we need to have border security, along with the other threats that we see coming from Russia, China, Iran, North Korea.
Yeah. It disqualifies him. And I'm surprised he's still sitting in that. He makes the president look even worse by sitting there. And Biden already has a bad enough reputation with an open border. He certainly doesn't need help not knowing where the 169 and now it's burst to 200, as you've just pointed out. Yeah, we've had more people come over who are on the terror watch list. All right, let's.
He knows better. I know him. He's a U.S. attorney in L.A.
He knows better.
Border state. He knows better. That's
so
what's
is he
awful
lying?
about it.
I mean, come on. And he lost track of 85,000 migrant children in the last year and a half. I mean, again, disqualification for the job for the Post. All right, here's an editorial board asking, why isn't Biden demanding Hamas release American hostages? Former National Security Advisor John Bolton is warning Israel is running out of time before Biden dams it to defeat. He wrote this: Secretary of State Antony Blinken's trip this week to the region vividly demonstrates the dangerous misconceptions underlying America's Middle East policy. The visit also shows how rapidly Biden's superficially strong support for Israel is eroding. The IDF are now racing against time before Biden wilts under domestic and international pressure. And the West's collective enemies exploit his flawed worldview. Does he hit it right there?
Yeah, John Bolton and I often agree, and I agree with him, in this case as well. So instead of helping Israel eliminate the threat, they are calling for a humanitarian pause. Can you imagine after Pearl Harbor, or say 9/11, we had another country telling us we had to take a little bit of a pause before we took out the enemy? I think, look, if we'll take a pause if they'll release the hostages, and John Bolton's right, President of the United States has never called for their release. Well, you know, the members of Congress did, bipartisan, just yesterday, in unanimously passing a resolution, and we stood in front of the Capitol steps talking about that with the families, and candles in hand. They need to come home, or we'll eliminate Hamas. And I think that's the choice right there.
So you say we will eliminate Hamas. Would we commit to helping Israel do that even more than we already have with munitions and money at this point? I mean, I thought it was not a hair on an American's head. Now there are more than 30 dead that we know of at the hands of Hamas, but also our military bases are getting hit. The number of men and women in peril now has gone up to 40 attacks against our military bases, men and women in the military in the region. An American contractor also killed in those attacks.
Correct. And this is all coming from Iran. Their fingerprints are all over. These are the proxies of Iran: Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Iran-backed militias in Iraq and Syria. Yes, they've wounded over 40 of our soldiers in these attacks. That's why you have these carrier strike forces in the Mediterranean, Persian Gulf, now a nuclear submarine.
Yeah, but Biden isn't letting them do anything.
Yeah, and of course they waited about 8 days after these strikes had happened. And when I say we, I mean we help them to respond to Hamas. Honestly, the administration doesn't have authority from Congress to go after Hamas directly or Hezbollah without an authorization of use of military force from my committee, the Foreign Affairs Committee.
Is that coming?
On Capitol Hill. We are looking at it in the event it's necessary, but God, let's hope we're not, we'll never have to pass that. Yeah.
I mean, it could just be retaliation for hurting our military men and women, but what you're talking about is a level up to go into war. Chairman McCaul, thank you for being in focus. Appreciate it.